everyone, I'm Sue and welcome to Sue O'Very Designs, where I bring you fast fun and adorable projects. Today I get to share with you how to make the easy point and turner case, all made in the hoop. If you like machine embroidery, notions, and all things sewing, be sure to subscribe below and don't forget to click the little dinger button. This will give you alerts every time I upload a new video. And if you're wondering what is an easy point and turner, well, that's this little guy here, and there is a link in the description below that'll bring you right to my very detailed video showing you everything that this guy can do. The In the Hoop Easy Point and Turner case comes in two different sizes. We've got the 6x10 and the 8x12. The 6x10 is a nice, tight, snug version, which will hold your easy point and turner. And then the 8x12 is a wonderful, ideal size for the easy point and turner, and even has a snap closure to secure it nice and great for when you're taking classes or when you just want to put your easy point and turner to sleep for the night. There's a link in the description which will bring you right to my website where you can purchase your very own copy and make this design today. Once you have the design, get those instructions printed out, grab your machine, and let's get stitching. Cut your materials according to the instructions and go ahead and gather all of your tools and notions needed for this project. Thread your machine with a matching bobbin. Fold pocket in half by height and press wrong sides together. On one half, fuse the pocket fusible batting to the wrong side. And please note, if the print is directional, be sure that the fusible is on the side facing up. Notice the final case has the pocket with print going in the correct direction. Hoop the stabilizer and place the front fusible batting with the scratchy fusible side facing up. Make sure it's centered within the hoop area. Insert hoop into machine and sew stitch number 1. Refer to the instructions for the numbers of the paper piece lines. These are going to be the positions of the placement. In order to really see where your areas are going to be and the materials, I like to use a light box. My favorite, of course, is the Daylight Wafer 1. Place piece number 1 right side up, covering all the outside lines. Then place piece number 2 wrong side up, covering the straight line. Once you're happy with the placement, insert the hoop into machine and sew stitch number 2. When your stitching is complete, go ahead and remove the hoop and place it on a flat surface. Use the duckbill applique scissors to cut the seam allowance down to 1/4 inch. Use a pressing tool to press the seam flat and then open the seam and press the seam open. Repeat the same steps for the rest of the paper pieced areas, and you'll notice that I kind of just use the lines as a guide. The best part of using the light box, though, is that you can actually see where that material print is going to be within the area. Repeat these same steps all the way up to piece number 7. Next, sew stitch number 8, the outside case basting stitch. And pay attention to the hash marks. We're going to need those in just a minute. Place the pocket right side down with the fold aligned with the hash marks. Insert the hoop in the machine and sew stitch number 9. Once stitching is complete, place the front lining covering all the materials and the front foam directly over top of that. Insert the hoop into the machine and sew the final construction stitch, number 10. Once you're finished stitching, remove the hoop from the machine and the materials from the hoop. Cut 1/4 inch around the outside seam except for the opening and leave at least 3/4 inch. Go ahead and remove the foam from the seam and grade that seam allowance, which is really great, and it's a great trick for any in the hoop project, especially when you're working with lots of layers like the foam and the batting. And of course, use your easy point and turner and turn your case right side out. Just fold the little seam over, clamp it, and turn it. Once you get it going, you can use your fingers to kind of smooth out the one side and then go in from the other direction using that easy point and turner once again. Now it's time to add the snap. Now you're only going to add the snap on the outside portion and just kind of fold it over and figure out where to place it. It's about 3/8 inch from the top seam. You can find the center and use your pen to mark it, and then of course just keep positioning it until you find the place you really want it. Now use your awl to puncture through that lining and the foam, but don't go through all the layers. Place the first snap, and this is going to be inside the foam area, and it's going to be the flat end. Puncture it through to the other side
and we're going to be using the male side of the snap. This will be the one that snaps on top of the outside. Following your snap tool manufacturer instructions, go ahead and slip the tool over this area and then just take your time. It's kind of bulky, so it's going to be a little awkward at first, but once you get it in there, just clamp down really tight and set that snap. Now it's time to hand stitch the opening closed. Anytime I'm sewing something that's going to be used a lot, I like to sew it with 4 threads. That basically means I take 2 strands of thread, go through the eye of the needle with both of the strands, and then double knot it at the very end. That means there's 4 threads. I call this a double thread though. But basically what you're going to do is just tuck your seam allowances inside the area. Go ahead and use some Wonder clips or however you want to secure that in place. And then use whatever basic stitch you want. Personally, I just use a slip stitch, and I don't make it really perfect or anything. I just want it to be really secure. And I'm using a darker color thread just so that you can see kind of what I'm doing in my stitches. But ideally, you don't want your stitches to be shown through the other side, and you would want to use a matching thread. Once you're finished stitching, go ahead and tie a double knot, clip that thread off, and let's give our case a really good press. Once you're finished pressing, turn your case right side out, and of course use your easy point and turner to help this get along a little faster. Then we're going to go ahead and press one more time on the outside and get your seams all flat. Then let's get back to our snap, and we can make sure by the placement just by putting your easy point and turner inside your case and follow the same steps as you did earlier, except this time we're going to use the female snap. You can also use the stand when we're working with the snap for this side. It's a little easier to get in there. And you're all finished. Make sure it fits, and there we go. And just remember, there are 2 different sizes of the in the hoop case. You've got the 8x12 and the 6x10. I have found that the 8x12 is the exact perfect size for your easy point and turner, and you can use a snap. Now the 6x10, it does fit, but it's a snug fit, and you're not going to be able to use a snap. So just keep that in mind. It's really up to you. I can't wait to see what you think in the comments below. What else can you put in this case?
Wasn't that super fun? I cannot wait to see which color materials you use for your version of the Easy Point and Turner case, all done in the hoop. And if you're not already doing so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, go ahead and join my weekly newsletter, follow me on Instagram, and of course come be a part of the Facebook fan club. And until I see you next time, I hope you have a creative day. Bye-bye.
If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe below. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Have a creative day. Bye-bye.